Hi guys, I'm Ashley. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I've got a really special recipe for you. We're making French baguettes. Before you start, make sure you've got one of these, which is a baguette tray. It's a perforated metal tray which allows you to prove and bake your baguettes. They're really good, and they're usually at about £7 or £8. Yesterday I made what's known as a starter dough. So that's 140 grams of strong flour, 1 gram of salt and 2 grams of yeast mixed with 100 millilitres of water. And just make a small dough in your mixer. Leave that to sour overnight, and that gives a lot of flavour into the bread. So when you're making real bread, you get some real flavour from this starter's kind of sour starter dough. Add that into your mixer bowl. This stuff is really sticky. So add into that 350 grams of strong flour. The thing that makes this actually really special is that it's using some plain flour as well. So we've got 160 grams of plain flour going in. Then we're going to add in 7 grams of yeast. You've already got some yeast going in from the starter. So add 7 grams of yeast, add that to the front of the bowl. 10 grams of salt to go in at the back of the bowl, so the salt and yeast don't mix. 360 millilitres water, that's just cold tap water, and then starting the mixer off slowly until it all starts to come together, then ramp up the speed. Our dough's now had 10 minutes and it's completely transformed. It's soft, smooth, silky. Look at that. A dash of rapeseed oil around it. This stuff is super sticky. You're going to struggle to do that with by hand, so it's really good to have a mixer. Make sure your dough is super soft, stringy, and looks kind of silky. And make sure it's formed into a nice smooth rounded ball. Dash of rapeseed oil, that stops it from drying out, but only want a tiny bit. And then have some cling film ready. Just cover your bowl and leave it to prove for an hour at between 20 and 40 degrees. Our dough's now been proven for about an hour. Knock it all out onto the worktop and just press it down to get rid of the excess air. Divide it into 4. Each quarter is going to be 1 baguette. Okay, the oil makes it slightly easier to work. But roll it into a ball, and then we want to roll it out into a breadstick or a dough stick. So just using this motion, and then transfer to your proving tray. Okay, I'll show you that again. This one's slightly sticky. Don't worry, all will be okay. Transfer that to our tray. Using a pastry brush, just brush them with some water to keep them moist. We're going to let that prove for another hour. Get the oven on at 200 degrees. Loosely cover those with some cling film so they don't dry out too much. Sprinkle with a small amount of flour. Then do some long slashes with a serrated knife. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pop it straight in the oven. Add into an oven at 200 degrees. And throw in half a glass of water too. Bake for 15 to 18 minutes. So here's our baguette straight from the oven. Look at that, they should just come out. There's my video on how to make my awesome French baguettes. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. And I get sticky fingers. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.